Hello everyone, it is January 27th, 1942, and we're back with another turn in our struggle against the Empire of Japan. Let's see what this turn has in store for us. We start out with a little night bombing of Bangkok. I just wind up with a damaged bomber. I'm trying to somehow affect this huge fighter concentration here down at Bangkok, because he has enough that if he starts to sweep Rangoon, I could be in trouble. But no damage for now from that night bombing can be inconsistent. That's okay. Liberators now going after Rabaul. Again, really no appreciable damage, just one runway hit. Second group goes in at Bangkok and wind up destroying a Tojo on the ground. I'll take it. Again, I'd much rather fight his fighters by destroying them on the ground than facing them in the air. We're on to our AM air phase, and we've got our normal bombing going on of the Philippines, of China. You know how it goes. In this case, I do have some cap over Cyan here, but to no avail. They just take out one Sally. And again, not as effective over Cyan as we'd like. We do destroy one Lily, but he still gets through to the airfield pretty well. Again, we're sweeping Miri. I just want to keep that clear of fighters because we have been bombing it. And also, here we go. Our, oh, that's strange. Our DO-24K Dornier flying boats make it through us at one of these groups to naval attack, and they make it through and really do a number on his transports here at Miri. Good job, guys. Bombing his base here, again doing a great job against his non-combat squads. So he has a couple engineering units here. We're going after one of his Air Force battalions here, and just absolutely wrecking it. So, good job, guys. It also really nets my bombers valuable experience, just like his bomber pilots are getting valuable experience right now from all the bombing that they've been doing, and I need to get some as well. This is a great target to do it on. My B-17s hit Miri for another day of bombing, taking out a Betty and a Zero on the ground. Just the result I was looking for, followed up by 18 Liberators, who just do middling damage. Miri's about tapped as far as Planestar to destroy on the ground, though, so this may be the last time I do this mission. There just aren't any more planes on the ground to destroy. So we'll find another base. Vindicators go after this TF of cargo ships as well. They do a good job putting 3 bombs in these cargo ships, but losing a Vindicator to flak. And Swordfish also attacking this TF. And the Swordfish lose a number to flak and do not put any bombs onto the task force. A little bit disappointing performance there from that Swordfish squadron. We're on to the PM air phase. He sweeps Cyan. I'm going to lose some fighters there. Yeah, 3 fighters down. Sweeping again. Bombing over Singapore. I wonder if he will try to make the Singapore attack today. I know he has troops at Mir Singh, and he's moving a stack of what looks to be now 58 LCUs into Singapore. It's only a matter of time until they cross that river into the Hex. Dornier is again very strangely showing up up here, but they do a great job. Just put a bomb into a DD and 4 into this AK. Swordfish, are you going to redeem yourselves? Yeah, you get a hit or two. Oh yeah, great hits on a couple ships. And we have this AK that was hit by those Dorniers, which has heavy fires and heavy damage. So yeah, this task force of his is getting beat up pretty badly. We haven't got any ship sunk messages though, but in any case, these ships will be in the yard for a while. And Vindicator's coming back in. Oh, looks like they got a hit on a cruiser. Yeah, 2 hits on this light cruiser, and they're telling us the Kinka Maru was sunk. So we at least got 1, and it was a valuable AK, not an XAK. So basically, it's a military transport ship, cargo ship, rather than a civilian cargo ship. They attack Yan'an. Yesterday, they reduced our forts. They're probably going to do it again. Let's see what happens here. You can see my troops just evaporating under this superior firepower. They do have 1-2 odds, but they reduced my fortifications to 2. And even though they have that 1-2 odds, they inflict more damage than they take. 19 destroyed compared to 20 destroyed, 78 disabled compared to 253. So again, I'm just kind of crumbling here at Yan'an, and it's a little bit of a pocket. I can't, I don't really have anywhere to go with these troops. They're just kind of isolated up here in this hex. He's got troops here, he's got troops here. I guess I could try to move some out into the desert, but he could chase me down with his armor pretty easily. So I think they're just going to stand here and die. They'll inflict what casualties they can and get destroyed and reappear 35 days at Chungking. Alright, here comes the shock attack at Singapore. He's trying to cross that river. I have level 5 forts here, I think. I'm sure there's more we can't see. Some large divisions here. 4 of these special assault divisions, making up about 1,600 AV themselves. A little bit of armor here. Lots of field artillery. I wouldn't have brought these construction engineering regiments over, but that's just me. Yeah, more artillery. Some regiments. A couple of headquarters coming across. Just waiting for this combat to play out. It takes a while. The Singapore crossing is always a costly one for Japan, because when you do cross a river hex like this, it is a automatic shock attack. I'm not seeing too much. I guess so. So he started out at 400 AV with all these special assault divisions. They're now down to 300, 298, 315, 311. So definitely took a little bit of damage there. I wasn't paying attention to my own troops to see what that looked like. Looks like some more damage there to those big divisions. Mine start to evaporate a little bit too, especially my... Ooh, looks like one of my units was destroyed outright there. We'll see how this goes. He really did bring an overwhelming force. Alright, yeah, so he brought 6,582 AV. I had 1,566 in the hex. By the time it was adjusted to a 1-2 in my favor. It looks like he did not lower the fort level. It's still at 5. That's good for me. One of my units is destroyed. Casualties definitely in my favor, though. For once. It's because we're not in China. That's why. So he loses 112 squads destroyed. I lose 71, 316 disabled. 1,458 of his squads disabled, so that's good to see. 15 non-combat squads destroyed, but 50 of mine. They really took it on the chin. and 163 of his engineers destroyed. 365 disabled. That's a lot of destroyed engineering squads, and a lot of guns disabled on both sides. And 11 of my vehicles destroyed. He loses 12 destroyed, 129 disabled. So, yeah, really a vicious battle. I wish the crossing had gone a little bit worse, but for him, but still, that's a lot of disabled combat squads. It'll take him a little while to recover from that. So, Singapore will hold on at least until the end of January. And deliberative attack at Changzhou. My poor troops here. They're just in really rough shape. Get another 1-to-1 at this hex. My troops, again, are building it up to Forts 1 every turn, and he knocks it right back down. 125 of my combat squads destroyed. That really hurts. Yeah. Despite those 1-to-1 odds, definitely not 1-to-1 casualties. Bombardment up here at the kind of eastern approach to Cyan, and west of Nanyang again, and a deliberate attack at Nanning. I'm really down to fumes here at Nanning. Wonder if he takes the hex this turn. Somehow he does not, even with 2-to-1 odds. But yeah, I'm down to nothing. Could have gone worse as far as casualties go. He does suffer 38 squads disabled. I lose 4 and 19 disabled. That's China for you. And deliberate attack at Mersing. I just have a little fort here. It's a static fort, which is why it's still there. It doesn't prevent a Mersing gambit, but it makes it a little bit tougher. The Japanese player just has to be a little bit more careful if they do go for a Mersing gambit on the first turn. And I lose much more than him. Makes sense. By itself, the fort really can't hold out. It has a lot of coastal defense guns. It's more to prevent a cheap Mersing gambit. It kind of forces the Japanese player to, like, hey, bombard the hex, to bring some battleships, to really commit to it if they're going to go for that strategy first turn. Deliberate attack at Samarinda. This is the turn that Samarinda finally falls. 765 casualties for me, but really not that many, since most of them I've been picking up with flying boats. Excuse me, a little congested here. And that's the turn. So, interesting turn today with Singapore, with some of the stuff happening in China, and some naval attack right there. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the Discord. Thank you so much. Take care.